Welcome back to Call Glass. My name is Evan Hill, and we got a very special guest today. It's Nick, aka Nick the Bulls fan, NBA 2K legend, content god. What can I say? One huge fan of his, and got him on the show. And now we're going to be predicting the playoff series. So, Nick, welcome.
Thank you, man. Excited to be here. Excited to talk some hoops, man. I love that little intro, that little jingle at the end. Just got me going, man.
Yeah, no, free lo-fi hip-hop beats on Spotify. I just found one I liked.
I like it.
Recorded over my logo.
Good vibe for sure.
I like it for sure. So we're just going to talk about each series, some series more than others, because let's be real, some of these series are going to be like, 4 or 5 game series. But I would argue this is the most excited I've been for NBA playoffs in a long time.
Same.
I picked a lot of 7 games in 6 game series. Like I'm somebody I pick every year just for fun. This is my first year like content creating. I'm somebody 5 games. I'll pick a lot of 5 games in 6 game series, but half of my series are 7 game series, and that's saying something. Like, and with saying that, I feel like I could pick wrong because they're so close. I could pick a team to win in 7 and they could lose in 5, and I'd be like, I guess that makes sense. These are cutthroat series. So let's just get right into it. I think the easiest, like the least close series of the whole playoffs is going to be Oklahoma City versus whoever wins the play-in tonight. We're recording it's currently 81-71. The Heat are up on the Hawks right now. I got the TV right here next to me.
I got it right behind me. If I
so
something happened.
Yeah, definitely. No, but so I think the Thunder should win in 5, in 4, and maybe 5 with the Grizzlies, just because their defense is so good, and Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. might go crazy. The Thunder went 4-1 versus Memphis this year, and they only went 1-3 versus the Mavericks. But Shea only played in 2 of those games, and Chet and Shea didn't play in a single game at the same time. Plus, they're missing Kyrie and they traded Luka. Like the Mavericks they traded Luka and they're missing Kyrie. I've said that backwards. It's just I don't see the Mavericks taking a game.
What series would you rather see? Just like
that's a good question. I think I'd rather see the Grizzlies because they're a healthier team.
That Ja SGA matchup too, 2 of the best young point guards in the league. Ja has a lot to prove right now. A lot of people doubting him. Definitely. Know how he is. He wants to prove himself. But yeah, man, that's a tough one for sure for anyone matching up with OKC. If the Mavs were fully healthy, I think they would have a shot for real. Grizzlies, I think it could be interesting, but just I don't know, man. Like OKC, they've been ready for this. Like this team is hand built to win a championship. Like, and I don't think either of those teams, especially with the way the Grizzlies have been playing to end the season, firing their coach and everything, I don't think either of those teams really have that big of a shot. I will say both of the series do provide like an interesting little wrinkle just because like the Mavericks beat them last year. Chet got dogged on the boards last year. He was essentially worse than Lively, got outplayed by a rookie who was drafted 10, 15 picks below him. I'm not sure exactly where Lively was drafted, but 13, yes, like 10 picks. And he didn't look very good. So I think this is the playoffs for Chet to show really who he is. And I think he's going to do it. I think they're going to have enough to obviously get to the second round for sure. But it's going to be interesting to see, man. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who steps up for Oklahoma City and is that second best player. Because obviously SGA is the guy. He's the MVP of the season. I think that's going to happen. Jokic put in a crazy bid at the end, but I think most people would agree SGA has been the most valuable player. Now, last year in the playoffs, J-Dub, he was good. He wasn't great. Chet wasn't that good. Who is going to be that number 2 for the Thunder? I think they'll be able to beat both of these series, but I think it's going to be a little more interesting than people think, actually. I don't think the Thunder are going to get by them as easy as they think. I honestly think both series will go at least 5. I don't think there's any team in the West that's bad by any means. I think any of these teams fully healthy could really go all the way, but the Mavs just aren't fully healthy. I don't think the Grizzlies are going to go all the way either. I'm still taking the Thunder. Give me Thunder in 5 versus either of them. but it's going to be a more fun series than people expect, just because with the Mavs too, everyone's rooting against them. They just traded Luka. The fan base is in shambles right now. The city's in shambles about it. AD has got to feel shitty. He's a champion. He's a champion. He's one of the best two-way players we've seen in our generation, and everyone's saying it was one of the worst trades of all time. As a man, as an individual, if I'm a champion, one of the best power forwards of our time, I'm going to try to prove myself in the playoffs. So I don't think AD's just going to sit down and shut up. I think the Mavs, I don't know. The more I talk about it, man, the more
Mavs in 7.
I'm talking myself into them now. Yeah, Thunder in 5 still versus either of those teams, but I'm actually excited for this next game. The game on right now, I don't care.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel bad for AD. I've talked about it. Like, his AD, I mean, he was one of the best prospects of all time coming out of college.
For sure.
Animal in New Orleans, gets traded. He has some injuries, but they win a championship in LA.
But it was never his championship, though. No one says, "Oh, AD won a ring." It was a LeBron ring first and foremost, because it was in the bubble. But it was LeBron's ring too. Even if AD was the best player in that series, he doesn't really get the respect he deserves. 100%.
He went crazy in that series. People forget about it because it was the bubble.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. We spent 5 minutes on the first series.
My bad, bro.
No, you're good. I love it. I love the hoop stocks because we're gonna get into some series that are entertaining. I think that the next one we're gonna do an order. So we're doing the next one seed series. So
my brain just processed two different series, because
I know, right?
And I originally was going to talk about the Grizzlies because I like Desmond Bane.
I do like Desmond Bane too, but Desmond Bane's got nothing on J-Dub. Let's be real. So we got Cleveland versus Atlanta or Miami. Miami's up by 10 right now. I got the Cavs in 4 or 5 as well. I mean, the Cavs went 1-2 versus the Hawks and 2-1 versus the Heat this year, but all of their losses in those games came before the deadline, before they acquired Javonte Green and DeAndre Hunter. And while Miami had Jimmy Butler's when they had their loss to Miami as well. The Cavs, the number 1 offense and the 12th rated defense. I just think they're going to lock up whoever they play. I don't think they're going to have the firepower. I think looks like Miami's going to win this game. I think Miami has a better shot because the Hawks are so beat up. But I don't think Bam is going in on Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and producing. And Tyler Hero, he opens up his outside game by attacking the basket. If you're taking away the attacking the basket with those 2 7-footers down low, I don't think they're going to have enough. I don't think they would have enough. Even with Jimmy Butler, even with Jimmy Butler, I don't think they would have enough. But without him there, I got I think I would argue that the games will be closer with the Thunder series than with the Cavs, just because I think these teams are much worse than whoever the Thunder are going to be playing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. The West is a lot more loaded than the East is, for sure. Top to bottom, the West is better. Obviously, the East has some really great teams. The Cavs are a great team. We're arguably the best team in the regular season. They went on a little bit of a losing streak towards the end after that, I think 15-game win streak. I think they lost 4 out of 5, but they had an incredible year, and they're a complete team, man. 1 through 5, they're elite. You can make a case all 4 of their 5 players are all-stars damn near. And the 5th is just a great role player who could shoot great. They picked up DeAndre Hunter at the deadline, who was having an incredibly underrated season for Atlanta. He was averaging dang near 22 points a game for Atlanta when they traded him. That was confusing to me. I was mad when I saw how little they traded for him. I was like, why didn't the Bulls go in on it? But whatever. Give me Cavs in 4. I don't think it's going to be close, man. I think the Cavs are really and also too, Donovan Mitchell, man. He is a playoff performer. He has been in this moment plenty of times. The Heat, they've been there too. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't matter. They don't have enough for the Cavs. They're too stacked, too well built of a team, too good defensively. It would take major injuries to the Cavs for them to lose to either of these teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, they got Hunter for nothing, and then they literally got Javonte Green for nothing because they the Pelicans bought him out, and then they just picked him up for the rest of the year. So I mean, yeah, like I said, it's less that the Cavs are better than the Thunder. It's more that whoever they're going to play is going to be much worse than whoever the Thunder are going to be playing.
For sure.
The next series I got, it's the Celtics versus the Magic. I got the Celtics in 5. I think the Magic have the best defensive rating in the NBA. And they slipped in the standings mostly due to the Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner injuries. They're both back and healthy. The Celtics went 1-2 versus the Magic, but one of the games was at the end of the season, and they only scored 79 points. And the Magic were playing for something. And the other loss, Jason Tatum didn't play. And the Magic only won by a possession. I think the Celtics star power just in depth is just going to be too much. But I do think the Magic steal a game and avoid the sweep. Honestly, the biggest takeaways from the series is going to be how well Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero play and the future of the Magic. I'm also curious to see how well the Celtics play against the defense, just because it was the number 1 defense in the league. It'll be a big tell on if they're going to have a good shot at repeating. If they sweep them and they look dominant, who knows? But the half-court offense just hasn't been solid enough for the Magic. I think they lose in probably 5. I think the defense gets them 1 game.
Yeah, with the Magic, man, I really like Suggs a lot. Them losing Suggs, I know that they've had a lot of injuries this year. They had Paolo out for a while, Franz out for a while. But Suggs, man, he was, in my opinion, he's probably their 3rd best player. And them losing him, he's one of the best young defensive guards in the league. And when it comes time to the playoffs, you need guys like that who can go out there and who can go and really play lockdown defense. Now, other than him, like, they have other people who could lock down on defense, but just having that guy who could set up the offense, set up Paolo, set up Franz, and just get everyone moving like Jalen Suggs had done for them previously. Without him, I don't think they have much of a shot. I do like guys like Jonathan Isaac, and I feel like their size and length can definitely it's definitely the type of defenders you want to guard Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's coming in banged up too. He just had like a knee shot done, so we'll see how much of an issue that is. Man, the Magic, I do think the Magic are going to steal a game. I think they have too good of young players to just like give up and not do anything. And it's kind of one of those years where if you get swept this year as a Magic player, you might lose your job. Like it's getting to the point where this team does have to start. They were young, but they're getting to the point where it's like, okay, they have to start putting together some playoff wins, showing some signs of improving, or you have to go, okay, back to the drawing board. Someone needs to get traded. This core isn't working. So I think the Magic, it seems like they like playing together and they like each other. I think they're going to play competitive, but the Celtics, man, they're dominant. You're running into Joe Mazzulla, who is locked in.
He's
like locked in, psychotically locked in. And I don't know. They're just too good, man. Give me Celtics in 5, but I like the Magic too as well, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, no, you suck this series. As you're on the Magic, you're going to get traded for Anthony Simons at the end of the year, right? Like, this offseason.
Or like Trey or somebody. Like somebody, man.
Yeah, just not LaMelo. Please not LaMelo. That's my guy.
Ooh,
so every other series, I have at least 6 games.
Yeah.
From here on out. So this is a great playoffs. The next one we got is the Rockets versus the Warriors. I went back and forth on this one a lot. This is gonna be a fun series. I got the Rockets in 7.
Dang.
A lot of people have the Warriors winning this one. If I time travel back to the Warriors 1 and 5, I do like that makes sense too. But I just think the defense for the Rockets is just so good. They can switch 1 through 4 on Curry, which is big. I just think, I know they added Jimmy Butler and they're healthy and they look good. It's just the athleticism and the drive that this young core has is incredible. And that's just watching it. I mean, the Rockets are 6th in defense and 13th in offense. Since Jimmy trade, I'll give them the Warriors are 9th in offense and 1st in defense. But the Rockets, they've been running this double big lineup since like the middle of March. They get 44% of the offensive rebound. So 44% of the shots that are missed are put back up by the Rockets, which is just insane. Steven Adams, I mean, you put him on the floor and they rebound the ball. And I think with the Warriors playing the small ball lineups, they run, Draymond Green a lot at the 5. I think that they can get bullied in that regard. I think I'm also really excited to watch Dylan Brooks play against the Warriors again in a playoff series. I do worry about the young core. Your vets going into this are Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, and Dylan Brooks is your best shooter. But Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Tari Eason, you got such a good young core. I'm excited for the series regardless. And I want to give the Rockets their credit, and I'm picking the Rockets in 7.
Yeah, man. The Rockets have a great young core. They've been one of the bright spots of the season for sure. I think if you kind of went back time machine to the beginning of the season, I don't think they were expected to be the number 2 seed. You definitely expected them to be in the mix, but I don't know about the number 2 seed. And they've been great, man. They're just young and they're running into some playoff dogs. Like, you're running into 2 of the greatest playoff performers of the past 10 years. Straight up. Jimmy Butler is year after year shown that he is that guy in the playoffs. And Stephen Curry is Stephen Curry. He's the greatest point guard of our time. I think of all time, the greatest shooter ever too. It's hard when you're matching up with that, but I think the Rockets have the right stuff to match up with it low key. Like, they got the Curry stoppers. Like, they have multiple different looks that you could throw at Curry that's going to screw him up a little bit. You have the guys who are going to go face to face with Draymond who aren't going to back down. Like, Ime Udoka he's kind of a dickhead. Like, and that's like a good thing. That's on their definitely. Side. That's a benefit to them 100%. He's going to have them with the right mentality. He's not scared. I don't think they're scared. Like, I think they should win this series. I think they have they have the talent in this series. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, bro, like, they're going up against a lot. They're going up against not just the Warriors, not just Curry, not just Steve Kerr. They're also going up against the league, kind of. Like, Curry going to the Western Conference Finals again, or at least guaranteeing Curry's playing the Lakers, or one of which is in the Western Conference Finals if they both advance.
They would play the Lakers in the next round.
Exactly.
If they both advance.
And if that happens, Curry or LeBron's in the conference finals. So the NBA is set on the Western side of things, because you need, like, the NBA needs that. So it's like they're not like it's tough. It's going to be so tough, but they're going to know that. Like, they know that they're not going to have the officials on their side. They're young. Most of their, like, superstars, the guys who are going to be going to the paint a lot, driving to the rim. Like, Jalen Green isn't going to get the same whistle as Jimmy Butler is. He has the best whistle in the league, damn near. So how are they going to react to that? If they react wrong, the Warriors can run away with this series, and it could be a quick series, honestly. If the Warriors punch them in the face the first 2 and they can't get up, it could be 5. Yeah. But I do think it's 7. But I think the Warriors are going to take this, man. I can't bet against Jimmy Butler. It's my favorite player in the league, bro. And just time after time, I've even thought, like, oh man, like he can't do it. And then he drops 50 in the finals. Like I think they're going to advance. I got the Warriors in 7.
Yeah, no, I had the Warriors in 7, but that rebounding stat, even with the stagnant of half court offense at times for the Rockets, man, I think that I just think the Warriors are going to be in hell on the glass. They just aren't the best rebounding team.
Yeah.
And I think their age is going to show in that regard. And I think, they'll on the defensive glass with the Rockets, they're going to get rebounds. They're going to push the pace. And, either the Warriors just come out and punch them in the mouth, like you said, or I think if the series goes the distance, the Rockets win. If it's a short series, it's because the Warriors just dominated them.
Mm-hmm. But with the rebounding thing, that's where like a guy like Jimmy Butler, like he'll go in there and give you like 13 rebounds a game in the playoffs if he fucking has to.
Yeah.
Like he'll go in there and do that. So I don't know. And also with how fast the Warriors can play, like I don't know if how successfully they can use that two center lineup if they're just forcing one of those guys to switch on Curry and Curry's cooking them, So like you can't play the playoffs the same as the regular season. The Warriors have so much experience. They've been there so many times. The Rockets just don't. And that's why I got to take the Warriors in this. But this is a series that I think is going to be the closest. I would not be surprised by either means if the Rockets won this. And I wouldn't be surprised if Amen Thompson locked Curry up. Like he is him defensively. So that's going to be a fun matchup. But you can't bet against Steph and Jimmy and Adam Silver. Not all three.
Hey, speaking of Adam Silver, the next series, I think that could play in a factor in this one too. Maybe not as much. I got this Lakers versus Timberwolves 3-6 matchup. I got the Lakers in 6. I really hope the series goes 7 because I think this is going to be awesome. I think Anthony Edwards is going to just go nuclear, but I think that you can't bet against Luka and LeBron. Like that's all you got to say. Plus, JJ Redick, we're talking about Joe Mazzulla being a psychopath. I remember JJ Redick was talking about the when they had the one regular season game versus the Nuggets after the trade deadline or after the All-Star break. He's like, I thought about that. I was looking at these tapes for 3 days trying to get ready, and they won. Like he's crazy, and he wants to win the series. I think that his adjustments game to game, quarter to quarter throughout the series is going to be what makes a difference. Also, they replaced Cat with Julius Randle, and he's Julius Randle is a known playoff faller. Crazy stat I found. Shout out to Logan from Nerd Sesh. I don't know if you watch Nerd Sesh, but if you don't, you need to watch Nerd Sesh. Julius Randle is the least efficient 15-point per game scorer in the playoffs since 2000, which is crazy. Like you'd think some rando would put up 15, like shot chucking on like an 8 seed or something, But no, he's the least efficient guy. I think that the Lakers can match up well with them. I think the Lakers are going to struggle with a dominant scoring big, but that's not what Rudy Gobert's been doing. Credit to him, he's had like the best offensive month of his career the last month. Don't think he's going to be doing that.
How many is he averaging?
I don't know the exact stats, but he put up like a couple 30-point games. Let me look it up real fast. Tell me what you think about the series while I found that.
Yeah, so honestly, man, this is going to be another close one again. Another one where Adam Silver, as you kind of said at the beginning, seems like almost going to be a part of it. But either way you go, man, like Ant is one of the young faces of the NBA, and like second half of the year, he's been him. Like I remember at one point he was like getting pissed off at how much he was getting double teamed, and he called Michael Jordan because obviously no one's been double teamed like Michael Jordan has, and he asked him about it, and it seems like he took his tips very well because towards the second half of the year, man, Ant has been on a heater, and he's going to be tough to stop, bro. He's on a mission. They have, I would say, a more well-rounded team than they did this time last year. I think they are going to miss someone like Cat, even though Cat wasn't the best playoff performer himself. Randall is a playoff choker. It's how it's been. You just said he's been one of the worst, but like at some point, he might rewrite this stuff. Like it doesn't have to be like this forever for Julius Randle, and he's going up against his old team. I think he obviously knows he has something to prove, and it's going to be tough, man, because where the Lakers really lack, and this is we could talk about your Hornets for a little bit, man, because it's the trade that didn't happen is where they lack. I think they could use someone like Mark Williams right now.
Yes.
Because Jackson Hayes, and shout out Hookham, man. I'm a Texas alumni. Shout out to my Longhorns. Jackson Hayes is not a serviceable starting center in the playoffs. And anyone, I like people are talking about Lakers all the way. Jackson Hayes is if if the Lakers go all the way, I probably have been proved wrong by Jackson.
Yeah, no, that'd be like he's like the Matthew Dellavedova of centers.
Exactly. it's a big question mark for me, and if Gobert can be offensive, and that's a big if.
Yeah, dude, I got the stats.
Yeah.
15 points since February. So this, since the end of February, 15.4 points per game and 12.5 rebounds. That's a lot for Rudy Gobert. 15.4 points.
There's no reason he shouldn't be able to get 20 and 20 against this Lakers team.
Yeah,
no reason. They have no size. Give me the Wolves in 7.
Wolves in 7. I respect that. No, if the Lakers don't make their shots, if their shots aren't falling, they're gonna lose.
Naz Reid
is gonna make a lot of money this offseason. I don't know where he's gonna end up, but he's gonna make a lot of money this offseason. But no, he also the Hawks are winning right now. They just came back from down whatever. They're up by 1. I think I saw it was 92-91. They were down by like 12 a minute ago. So I'm just keep looking over here. But
we could do a little blurb at the end to re-record the beginning if you want.
No, we're just gonna keep it rolling. I was just keep it all in. Let's just keep it all in. But like Ant's a playoff riser, and I'm excited for him to have his big moments. He wants the revenge against Luka. I just can't bet against LeBron and Luka. Those are my 2 favorite players in the league that aren't a Hornet, and you might even be able to get rid of that second part, just my 2 favorite guys in the league. So I mean, like that trade when that hit, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But no, I just can't bet against them. That's why I have the Lakers in 6. I think that they're gonna turn up. Well, we didn't mention Austin Reeves, man. Austin Reeves.
He's been good, man. He's surprised me.
They go at small guards and like small defenders, and usually they guard Austin Reeves. I think Mike Conley's going to struggle in this series against defending Austin Reeves or however they do it. I mean, you're either going to have Mike Conley on Luka, Austin Reeves, or like Rui, and Rui will. Rui's not a crazy offensive punch all the time, but if you have Mike Conley on him, he's gonna get buckets. I think that's going to be a big thing because you're going to have probably Jaden McDaniels on Luka. You might have Ant on Braun. It just depends. You don't want Ant guarding, somebody who's put up a bunch of points because you want to have him fresh for on the offensive side because the Wolves are such a defensive-minded team. You need him to have that scoring punch. So I'm just excited for this series, man. I hope it goes 7. And I mean, like I said, I'm a LeBron and a Luka guy. My dad's from Akron, Ohio, man. So I mean, okay. I love LeBron. Like, that's my guy. He's the reason I watch basketball. So I want the Lakers to win, but no, I got the Lakers at 6.
Yeah, man. Lakers, nah. I got to take them, man. I got to take the. I'm having a mind blank.
You picked the Wolves in 6.
I picked the Wolves in 7.
Oh, in 7, excuse me. I picked the Lakers in 6.
I picked the Wolves in 7. I couldn't remember the name. I picked the Wolves in 7, man. Naz Reid, and I think the Lakers' defensive woes, including LeBron, is going to be on display this playoffs. And while Luka and Austin Rivers are offensive beasts, they have a lot of defensive woes on that team. Austin Rivers, Luka, LeBron, none of them are that good of defenders at this point of their career. So that's a big question mark to me, especially when you're going up against one of the elite young players and you got big scorers that could come in and give you a 20-point big shooting game, like someone like DiVincenzo or Naz Reid off the bench. Yeah. Like they're a better team, man. I'm taking the Timberwolves.
I respect that pick. Another great series coming up. This is going to be a 90s style series, in my opinion. The number 3 seeded Knicks versus the number 6 seeded Pistons. I got Knicks in 7. Like I said, I'm not somebody who picks a lot of 7-game series when I pick that playoff series. I got a lot of 7-game series this year just because they're going to be so close. I'm happy to see like the Pistons where they are right now. I mean, I think they're gonna come out and they're going to punch the Knicks in the mouth, figuratively and maybe literally. But I think that the Knicks are going to have the overall series win. The Pistons are 14th in defensive rating and 11th in offensive rating, but the Knicks are 9th in both. So I mean they're a little better across the board. Jalen Brunson's a playoff rider. They got Cat, and he may not be the best playoff performer, but he's better than Julius Randle is in the playoffs. You do lose DiVincenzo, who hit some big shots last year. But I mean, I think this is going to be a defensive series. Like the old heads are going to love it, but I think there are going to be some big offensive moments as well. You got Cade as a question mark too. Like he's a guy who's had a great regular season. I think he will be a playoff riser, but we don't know. We don't know what he's going to look like when it comes to the nitty gritty. He's going to have to lean on guys like Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder, Tim Hardaway Jr. to step up as vets, and hope that the young guys follow suit and they perform. I think the Pistons can win the series. I'm just going to pick the Knicks because they've been here already. They've won a series already. They won last year. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, man, that's going to be another good one. The Pistons have been one of the bright spots of the NBA this year. Cade's shown that he's one of the up-and-coming stars in this league. He's had an incredible year. They got some other really good young talent as well. But I am a big believer in the Knicks, man. I think just on paper, 1 through 5, not just offensively though, they have some really good two-way players like OG, like Mikal Bridges. I really like the way the Knicks are built. I think they're extremely talented 1 through 5, and then they have a solid bench as well.
Yeah.
I think talent-wise, they're much more talented than the Pistons, but with the Pistons, man, they have that edge to them. They have that Detroit bad boy basketball to them, and they're making the old Pistons teams proud with the way they're playing.
Definitely.
It's refreshing to see. It feels like an older NBA team. You mentioned like a 90s matchup. It does have that feel. And the Knicks aren't nearly as mean. Like if you look at their kind of star guys like Cat, Brunson, Hart, they're all pretty nice guys. They on the podcast all the time. It's very different vibes team wise, but I just think talent wise, man, that Knicks team is well built. I like Tibbs. I want to see Tibbs go far. So yeah, I got the Knicks, and I don't think it's going to go quite as far as people think. I think the Pistons were a great story, but just playoff firepower, man, you really need it. They're a few years behind. I honestly think this is going to be one of the shorter series in the East. I got the Knicks in 5.
Yeah, I could see if I said had the time machine scenario earlier. Somebody comes back and tells me the Knicks win in 5. I'm not shocked, but if somebody tells me the Pistons win in 6, I can see it too. It's just one of those things. It depends on who gets hot, who plays well. Miami.
The Knicks losing in the first round would be especially to the Pistons. It's not like they went and lost to Boston in the first round, 4 or 5 matchup. The Knicks losing in the first round would be such a failure because they're such a well-built team. That would be such a failure. I just don't see it happening, man.
He gave up 5 first Mikal Bridges this last offseason.
And they traded for Cat, too.
They
didn't just make the one big move. They made the 2 big grand slam, swing for the fences moves. And for them to just out first round, I don't see it happening, man. I just don't.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see Asar Thompson guarding Jalen Brunson. I think that'll be a big teller as well in the series. I think if depending on how they line up, I think that the wing defense for both teams is going to be incredible. I'm just super excited about that. Okay, so the next series we got is the 4-5 matchup in the East. It's the Pacers versus the Bucks. I had the Pacers in 7, but I have since changed it to the Bucks in 7 because we found out that Damian Lillard will be back. He should only miss game 1 for the series. I do really hope that they aren't rushing Dame back though. We've never seen somebody come back from blood clot this early. I'm hoping I had a blood clot in my arm when I was in the hospital this last week. And I'm hoping that it was mostly like in the shallow veins instead of like the superficial blood vessels instead of the deep vein, and like part of it was in the deeper vein, or they just were able to, they had some medical miracle and they got rid of it fast. So I just hope that it's one of those options, and they were maybe reported a little bit more intensely than it should have been, or the scans were looked a little worse the first time they looked at it. Because I don't want them rushing him back from blood thinners and blood clots, so that can be very dangerous. But if they aren't rushing him back, it's awesome.
Yeah.
The Bucks went 3-1 versus the Pacers this year. They got that rivalry, the game ball situation with Giannis. They played in the playoffs before. Giannis wasn't healthy. The Pacers got the best of them, but Giannis has just been a freak at the end of the year since Dame's been out. He averaged 30 points, 11 boards, and 9 assists since mid-March. He's just been like a one-man wrecking crew. The Bucks are top 13 in defense and offense, while the Pacers, they're 9th in offense, but they're only 18th in defense, kind of middle of the pack. The Pacers are also 26 in paint defense, which is where Giannis gets most of his points. I will say the Bucks are old. Dame is coming off of being out for a while. You don't know what you're going to get out of Brook Lopez. Kyle Kuzma's been wishy-washy since he traded for him. I think Giannis can carry him with the addition of Dame if Dame can come back, being even a fraction of what he can produce. But I got to give my love to the Pacers because Halliburton's had a great season. The Pacers have played well. I don't want to discredit them. Their core, they can score a lot of points. They play great ball. I mean, Siakam, Nesmith, Mathurin, Nembhard. But I just think the Giannis is going to be too much. Giannis, if Giannis or Jokic are the two best players in the world, and then Shea's right there with him.
Yeah. Giannis he's him, man. He's on a tear. You could definitely make the case best in the world for sure. Easily make that case just how good he is offensively and defensively. I personally think him and Wemby are the two best defenders in the league. I don't know how Giannis isn't in the conversation for defensive player in the year every year. Like he affects the game in a lot of different ways, that like on the stats and not even on the stats as well. So yeah, it's no one wants to run into Giannis, obviously, but Pascal Siakam, he's got length. It's not the worst matchup for Giannis, and then you got a guy like Miles Turner, who's one of the best shot blockers at the rim. So I think while going up against Giannis, there's no way to stop him. You're not going to stop him, but I think they have enough to neutralize him, and I don't like the others for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Dame's coming off an injury. He's hopefully he has his right stamina and everything, but that can't be guaranteed. He's going to miss game 1. There's an asterisk next to his name for a reason. You don't know exactly what he's going to do. Kyle Kuzma was their big acquisition at the trade deadline. And then right after that, Bobby Portis got suspended, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the year with the drug thing.
Yeah.
Right? He's out for the year. Mm-hmm. So I just don't think they have enough, man. Like the Pacers have a really, really deep team. I like Mathurin. I like Nembhard. Halliburton's a young star in the league, man. They got some good bigs as well. I think the Bucks really need to look at just switching it up a little bit, man. Whether Giannis's time is up or something, I don't know. It's gonna take though Giannis and Dame having incredible performances for them to win the series, and I still just don't think it's gonna be enough, man. I got the Pacers, and it's gonna be close though. I got the Pacers in 7, but no, I got the Pacers in 6. Actually, I don't even think it's gonna go 7.
It's gonna be a close series. The one thing I will say is, in the Pacers' credit is Giannis, his defense is the best as a roamer, and he usually roams off of whoever can't shoot is usually what they do. Everybody on the Pacers can shoot the ball.
Exactly.
There's Miles Turner is going to be able to be out there, and the Pacers could really win this thing in 6. I just Giannis has been playing like crazy, and I'm kind of scared of the world where the Bucks go out sad and then Giannis like requests a trade. Like I don't want to see Giannis not in the Bucks anymore. But
I would love to see that, bro.
What
do you mean? Giannis to the Bulls has been a rumor for the past 5 years. I'm ready to spark that thing up. Get me back into content if that shit happens, man. Nick the BullsFan's back.
The Hornets are going to give up the 6 of their 9 first for him.
Hey, a Giannis and LaMelo duo would be fun to watch.
That would be crazy. Don't make me think about that. I don't want to have any hope for a minute here.
But why would he want to?
Hey, he doesn't get a pick. He gets traded. But no, they would definitely let him go to where he wants to go. But come on, man, we got Charlotte's cool, you know. But no, I just don't know, you know, what happens if they don't do well. I mean, you're right. If I'm the Bucks, I'm blowing it up. I'm trading everybody. I mean, you got to look at the Suns. You don't want to become the Suns. You don't want to give up all your assets for a sinking old ship and not have any picks. And, you know.
So you think if they lose, they try to get rid of Dame? They try to get out of the Dame business?
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're going to get pennies on the dollar for Dame too. Yeah. You know, how old is Dame? Like 34? He's 34. God, I'm him.
You try to say Giannis and Trey? Giannis and because realistically, with the assets that they have, they're not going to be able to trade for someone on the dollar, right? If they're going to get rid of Dame, it's going to be like almost like a retooling, similar caliber, someone like Trey Young steps in, or
if I'm the Bucks, I mean, if I'm the Hawks, I'm not trading.
What if? All right, this sounds crazy. We're going way in the weeds here. Phoenix has a lot of calls to make. What if Phoenix says, "Hey, how would you like to put Kevin Durant next to Giannis?"
I think Phoenix is going to want to get picks back for KD though, or at least younger pieces.
Yeah, why would Phoenix say, "Yeah, we're high on
Damian. Phoenix traded
Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker running.
You get 3 scoring guards. You can't play any defense, and you're gonna like it, man. You're gonna like.
That's not the answer either. You're right.
Yeah, no. They did trade for Bradley Beal in his contracts. Anything is possible with Phoenix. Matt Ishbia.
Honestly, I feel like Ishbia runs a team like I would run a team if I was a billionaire. Just like 2K, you know what? Man. Fuck it. It didn't work this year. Fuck the coach. He fucked up. We're gonna get a better.
Monty Williams gone. Frank Vogel gone. You know they're gonna hire Mike Malone. That's the recipe. They've been like going forward and championship winners. You know. Because hey, listen, Frank Vogel won it in 2020. Hired him, fired him. 2021, that was Bud. Hired him, fired him.
If they get Malone, that'd just be sick. But like that is who's next in the list. Like who else are they gonna get?
Man. That's freaking hilarious. And then you know what? Steve Kerr, I guess in the next year after that, you know. God, that's funny. That is really funny. Or no, I had that backwards. Warriors won in 22, and then so they'll be off a year. They can skip a year. Steve Kerr's safe in Golden State, but still, man, what a little detour that was. But Giannis not being in a Bucks uniform is going to be weird. And I think this
that'll happen though. That's not Giannis isn't going to be a Buck for life. And you could clip this, you could do whatever. Giannis is not going to be a Buck for life. He has put out the little, like, even after they won a championship, he put out a little bit of breadcrumbs to when it happens, when he's gone, the Bucks fans have some shit to go back to, be like, you know what? He did kind of warn us a little bit.
He said, I want to win. He said, winning is better than sex is what he said. Like a quote kind of recently. I'm like, man, he's like, you know, he puts the freaking Greek freak from all those other quotes too. So, I mean, for him to say that, Tyler Hero should have thrown it to ice it. So the Miami Heat will be playing against the Cavs.
Cavs in 4.
Cavs in 4. Maybe 5. But
4.
You know, we got one more series to talk about here. And I think this is going to be the best series.
Wait, what do we have?
We got one more. It's the 4-seeded Nuggets versus the 5-seeded Clippers. Okay. I have the Nuggets in 7 That's what I have written down, and I'm going to talk about these teams. I'm not sure yet. I might change before we end the video. They split the series 2-2 this year. Clippers have the number 4 defense while having the 20th offense. Inversely, the Nuggets have the 3rd offense and the 24th defense. So either a lot of points are going to be scored or no points are going to be scored. And they're going to be even, if I imagine. But Harden and Kawhi have been amazing this season. Like while they've been healthy, Kawhi, came back. This is the healthiest they've been going into playoffs in a long time, both of them. Also, you got Norm Powell, you got Zubac. They're just the Clippers look really good. And they look good going to the series, but Jokic is the best player on the planet. He's arguably the greatest offensive player in NBA history. And Jamal Murray, he's a playoff riser. Michael Porter Jr. had a down season, but he's still not terrible. And I mean, he could show up in the playoffs.
Bro, he can get streak. He can get hot, man. He can get hot and have games where he's hitting 6, 7, 8 threes, man, for sure.
And then Aaron Gordon, he played his best season since they won a championship this year. And the Nuggets role players, they've been together longer. The core has been together longer. Other than Russ, and Russ is question mark. I don't know how he's going to play. The reason that I have the Nuggets winning in 7 is because they have the home court advantage, and you have to go from playing at sea level in LA to the altitude in Denver. It's already a hard place to win because Denver's good at home, and the crowd is intense, and you have that altitude change. And it's not like it's Minnesota going there. It's a team who plays on the coast. They go from sea level all the way up. The altitude is going to affect them more than anybody else probably. That's why I picked them. Like literally, the only reason I picked them is because the home court advantage for the Nuggets. It's that much of a coin toss for me. I think that the defense of the Clippers is amazing, but I think Jokic. I mean, Zubac, I will say, is kind of the archetype of a guy who could help slow Jokic down, being a strong, stronger in the paint. And the Clippers had 2 MIP candidates this year, in Norm Powell and Zubac, and I got to give them so much credit, so much love. The Clippers have been like a darling team for me this year. I really enjoyed watching them play while they've been healthy, but I just can't. It's the altitude. It's Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs. Like the odds that he plays, if they go 7, the odds he plays all 7 games is like 50%, and that's a big part of it too, unfortunately. And I hate to say that. I hope Kawhi plays all 7 games. I hope they play well. I hope he plays well. I hope he's healthy. I just, I want to be right on these picks, and that's part of it. I think, I got to think about that.
And be like, yep, I'm proud of my picks.
Yeah.
Bro, the Clippers to me have been one of the most fun teams to watch. They are my, honestly, dark horse to come out of the West. I love what they did in terms of putting together a team that's built for the moment and putting together a team of defenders who could shoot, people who could like play multiple positions, and just guys who don't really have a ton of holes in their game. I really truly think that they're just such a well put together team, man. And while you think Kawhi is going to get hurt, man, like when not hurt, oh my God, Kawhi has been one of those dudes this year. Like he's been good, man. And Harden's been good too. And I think Harden obviously has a chip on his shoulder. Things didn't go right in Philly. He was the scapegoat. Philly's terrible now. Philly sucked. The Clippers were really good. Paul George was terrible. I think the Clippers, I honestly, the Clippers are my team to win it all. I'm saying that right now. It sounds crazy. I got the Clippers in 5. I don't think this is going to go that close. Jokic is going to have an historic series for this to go the Nuggets' way. They just don't have the firepower. Them firing their coach a week before the season was the most desperate move you could ever make. That he's one of the premier coaches that the league has, and to do that then was so crazy to me. I don't know, man. I don't see the Clippers losing this. Harden is a notorious playoff choker, though. So if it does happen, like there it is. But and obviously Kawhi's health is questionable. But outside of those guys, man, you got a guy like Chris Dunn. I think he's going to be a really big problem for Jamal Murray all series, who hasn't had a good season. I like the Clippers in this one. I like the Clippers in 5.
The issue with Chris Dunn is like you have to. Like I said their offense is 20th, and he's such a
bad offensive player.
dude.
You're
He's
right.
such a negative. He's such a black hole.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, man, I'm not switching to the Clippers, man. I don't know anymore. Like I'm looking, I have all these stats down. I'm reading over them. I'm like, man, why did
I
I
just
pick the
sold you on
Nuggets?
the Clippers.
Like, why did I pick the Nuggets? And then like Mike Malone getting fired. Like I have that written down, but like I didn't think about it. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, man. So I don't know who I pick anymore, man. I'm gonna stick with the Nuggets.
Stick to your guns, man.
I'm gonna stick to the Nuggets. However, if this series were to go like Clippers in 5, Clippers in 6, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, like 100%. This is the series that it could 100% go both ways.
I think the Nuggets got to win in 7 because I think that they need that home court. They need to force Kawhi and Harden to play as many games as possible against them. I think if the Nuggets are going to win, they have to force it out. I think if a team wins in 5 or 6, it's the Clippers.
Yeah, 100%. The Nuggets don't have the firepower to just go out and just hit. Yeah, no. Yeah, is that it? Is that all of them?
That is all of them. Do you have any closing thoughts? I got to say one more thing. Ty Lue, basketball genius. So I got to give they obviously, even without the Mike Malone firing, I still would put the coaching to the Clippers. So, dude, he's one of those guys coaching. So I mean,
really,
I think Ty Lue's one of the best coaches in the league.
Yeah, they he just got. It's hard for me to like look at any of LeBron's old coaches like that because like I heard ESPN just shit on him so much.
Yeah,
but you're right. Like that team, they're to me they're a well built team though. Like I didn't think they like really outperformed anything. Like towards the beginning of the year when I saw their roster and I saw what they put together, I'm high on guys like Derrick Jones Jr. I think he's like a winning basketball player. Like he's not gonna shoot the ball out, shoot the ball that crazy, but like having athletic guys like that mixed with good shooters as well. I don't know, man. They got Bogdanovich too. too. Bogdanovich is one of those guys who come playoff time, he can give you like a good create like 9 points and quick off the bench to bring a big
have an 18-point game, and you're like, oh man, he hit 5 threes and got that.
5 huge threes. Like I don't know, man. I like this Clippers team. I think this is like the Harden's real last shot too, and I'm a big Harden guy. I think Harden is one of the best offensive players that we've gotten to see in our life, truly, and because he hasn't won that ring, I think if he never does, I think his legacy, I think he's not going to be remembered in the light that he should. So as a fan, I really want to see the Clippers pull together a great playoffs, and I think they will, man. He's playing the right way, and I don't think he has too much offensive pressure on him as like a lot of the previous teams where he's had to carry a lot more of the load. Like he's really able to just play the game the right way, pick his spots and make the most out of it. And as long as Kawhi is healthy, he could do that. But that's the thing though, Evan, is even if Kawhi does go down for a game, Harden still has that ability to give you 50.
Yeah, but see, he can 45-point triple-double, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. It's James Harden,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's James Harden. How did I forget? This guy was an MVP candidate for 4 straight years.
Yeah.
So
definitely. And with this show, I do a Hornets show. I do this show, and I'm gonna sign off in a second. But when we sign off, I always remind people to enjoy basketball. I mean, we were talking about we took a little break. You'll see the cut in the video because the Hawks and Heat game got close, and Trae Young hit a clutch shot, but they lost in overtime. But during the break, we were talking about some guys that I watch and talking about content creators who have transitioned from like NBA 2K to talking about actual basketball. And Kenny Beecham is like my hero for that. And Enjoy Basketball is a brand I really, resonate with. And I'm very positive online about basketball. Like people during today, like before we started recording, people were being really negative about Trae Young. And I'm like, man, like I just hate that. Like every time I sign off in these videos, I say, just enjoy basketball. Like I say that every time. Not sponsored by the brand. They do follow me on Twitter. Shout out Enjoy. But no, I just you gotta love the game, man. Like why are you watching if you don't love the game? And I like Harden is a guy who gets hated on a lot. I love James Harden. He's one of those guys. I mean, like the same reason I love Luka Doncic, the way they score the basketball. And I mean, if you love the game of basketball enough to make it your life as a basketball player, I have nothing but respect for you. It's when people disrespect the sport either by the way they play it or by the way they talk about it that makes me upset. But other than that, I love basketball, man. I just want everybody to enjoy it, and I want people to be positive about it. And you're one of those guys, man.
It's something, bro, like, and I thought about this today, and it's one of the reasons I've always loved sports, man, my whole life. I played sports all throughout my life, and I was never as good as I wanted to be. And because of that, I think it made me even more wanting to know everything about it and wanting to be able to talk about it and be smart about it and know it well. But it's something that, like I think people almost take for granted. It's always there, bro. Like, it's always there. And think about how many things in life that aren't. How many things in life that kind of come and go, and it could you get sad with that. But sports, man, they're always there. March Madness always there. Come April,
every March
time, always there, bro. And 100%, man. It's there for us to enjoy. These playoffs is as you said at the beginning, man, one of the most exciting ones in my recent memory, just because all of the matchups are so good. And realistically, bro, there's 10 teams that can win a championship. How often can we say that? That's crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Do I think that the finals are going to be the Celtics and the Thunder? Yeah. But it's not like that where we knew it was going to be the Cavs and the Warriors every year, or whoever LeBron was going to be playing, LeBron versus the one seed in the West. Like it's wide open. I think looking over the list, if you told me the Thunder, the Celtics, the Cavs, and I would say the Lakers, and I mean those ones. If you told me that they won the championship, yeah, that makes sense. If you told me, the Warriors had made it to the finals, I wouldn't be shocked. You told me Clippers made it to the finals, I wouldn't be shocked. Bucks made it to the finals, I wouldn't be shocked. Nuggets made it to the finals, I wouldn't be shocked. Hey, the Pacers,
good teams.
The Pacers. I mean, depending on how things go, I mean,
that would shock me.
That would shock me. Okay. That would shock me. You need one of those. You need one of those guys. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. Like that's one of those guys. But I mean, definitely, I feel the same way about sports. Like you're saying. I mean, I'm 6'4". I wasn't allowed to play because my heart condition. Mm-hmm. So I was around sports. I mean, I was a guy who looked like he should play sports. So everyone was asking me, I just fell in love with sports, man. I fell in love with sports since I was a kid, and so my dad's from Akron, Ohio. I've been a LeBron fan since I was, young. I just made me want to fall in love with sports even more because I couldn't play them. And I'm like, I want to never think about this sport. And now I'm here, You said it's always there, man. Like we were just talking about it. I was in the hospital last week. I watched the last 3 Hornets games in my hospital bed, just chilling. And it's always there. They lost all 3 of those games. I don't care. It was a good. Hey, they played a close game with the Celtics. I mean, but I mean, it was just it's always there. It's always it's something. Like I said, I met all the Hornets players last Monday, and then I was in the hospital on Tuesday. Didn't know I was going to be there on Tuesday, but I wasn't even that bad of a mood because I'm like, man, I had an awesome day yesterday. And now I'm in the hospital. I'm like, who cares? Like, obviously, not who cares, but I had a positive, view on things. Like, still a good week. I mean, I met all the players on my favorite team. Like,
how many times can you go to the hospital and still take it? Be like, it's still a good week,
Yeah, I'm wearing my Michael Kidd-Gilchrist jersey shirt in my hospital bed watching the last game of the season.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, man, that's one of the best busts of all time.
Oh yeah, dude. I bought. This is, I've been doing this where I've been kind of talking about life and just stuff kind of basketball related to end my shows. So this is perfect.
Yeah.
But in the arena this year in Spectrum Center, I bought on the clearance rack a Michael Carter Williams jersey and a Michael Kidd Gilchrist jersey shirt. And it was like $30 for both of them, like total. And I'm like, this is incredible. Like I bought them ironically, bro.
Michael Carter Williams was on the Hornets?
Yeah, he wore number 10. He was there for a year, I think.
He was on the Bulls too, man. He had one good year with the Bulls.
Yeah, let me look. I'm gonna check Basketball Reference. I was at his last game, his rookie year. It was in Miami. I'm a big LeBron guy. I was invited. Actually, it's crazy. I'm not gonna give the whole story because there's kind of like some HIPAA stuff with my mom. But anyways, there was a guy who was my mom's patient. He for reasons was very rich. My mom didn't know that. She always talks about me with her patients because I'm a heart patient, and this guy had heart issues. So he owned a business with his son. Talked about me. We were watching the Heat were playing on ESPN. He's a basketball guy. Watching the Heat. Mentioned I'm a big LeBron guy. Son, like you said, loaded. He lives in Miami. Lived in Pat Riley's neighborhood. Knew Pat, and Pat gave me like tickets to the last game of the year.
Oh, that's
I got to walk through the arena. Wore a championship ring, dude. Like D Wade walked right by me. I met Mario Chalmers, Greg Oden, Chris Anderson, Udonis Haslem, like those Heatles teams, like those like role player legends.
Oh yeah, and, legends for sure.
They played the Sixers. It was his Michael Williams' rookie year, and it was a year after Ray Allen hit that crazy shot. So they had these like cool cups where like it was like reflective, and if you turned it, it was him catching the ball. Oh, that's kind of was loud. Hitting Mike catching the ball and then shooting the ball. Like he turned the cup. So fire.
That's so cool.
I don't know what happened to those cups, but I miss those cups.
Damn, you don't have them anymore?
Yeah, I've moved like 7 times since then.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
He's still listed as active, Michael Williams. He only played here for 1 year, 2017-18. He averaged 4.6 points per game, 2.2 assists. He started 2 games, played 52, and played 16.1 minutes per game. So shout out Michael Carter Williams. Come on the show. We'd love to have you. I think we're going to wrap it up here, though. Nick, man, you're just an absolute content legend. Been following you for a long time, man. I mean, we connected in like 2015. We played 2K together. It was like one of the coolest things ever for me. And I've just always looked up to you. So I'm happy you're on here doing the show. You got any closing things?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man. Keep grinding, keep doing your thing. This was a lot of fun, bro. I'm excited for the playoffs for sure, man. I don't know where the other game is on. Something else is on my TV right now, but
yeah, it looks like some like crime doc.
Yeah, the other game on ESPN.
It might be. They might have split it like that.
Oh, but yeah, I got Hollywood Demons on my TV. What the hell is this?
but man, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, we end every show with enjoy basketball. Please enjoy basketball. Be positive around the sport. We got, we only got one league to watch other than like the W, but like on one league with men in it to watch play basketball that we, can be supportive of. Thank you so much for watching, and just enjoy basketball. Y'all have a good one.